But these things happens, like now you can see, right, currently we have a lot of kidnapping, people are disappearing. If you don't push, you will, it's most likely, ukiongea sana sana karibu na Ruto, you find Ruto is not for it.
Actually, he's not aware of it.
He's not aware of it. But now he has no option. Fear has been put around him. The Kashagwa factor, the economy factor, the finance bill, the coup factor. So this man lives in fear, walks in fear, sleeps in fear. This man is tensed throughout at the advantage of this sycophant because they want to eat and they want to use him to eat. Just disappeared. Those are this in every police, in every leadership of anybody, there is a squad that is normally created. It's a creation of a particular strong man in the presidency. It might not necessarily be the president, but the people around the president, the sycophants, they're the ones who will create such a thing, and then come and tell the president that they are protecting you. Because a president, when he's surrounded by sycophants, they create fear to him. And then they cause him to be so threatened, living a life that you think you are going to die tomorrow, or somebody wants to overthrow you. So
disclaimer, the opinions expressed by our esteemed guest on this show is solely their own and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Plug TV, its affiliates, or the production team. We kindly request our viewers to approach the opinions shared on this show with an open mind, considering them as individual viewpoints rather than absolute truths. We encourage you to conduct further research and engage in conversations beyond this program to form a well-rounded understanding of the topics discussed.
Your title not wamesema it doesn't deserve.
Nimequalify.
Wengine sema nakuita you are a political analyst.
I'm not a political analyst. Let me say I'm an apostle. I preach the word of God. And you cannot preach the word of God if God is not with you.
Okay.
Yes, of course, we have many people around here speaking, saying all this manner of things. But where I've come from is a long journey. One thing, let me tell you, because you don't know this. My grandfather, if you go to his list, there's a road called General Waruinge Street. That's my grandfather.
That's your grandfather?
Yeah. My grandfather is the founder of Mau Mau. The man who started Mau Mau is my grandfather, General Waruinge. Then they were with Kimathi, they were with Madhenge, Totia, and these are the people called the 7 Mau Mau generals.
Where?
And my grandfather and all of them, the 6th one, now the 7 Mau Mau generals, all of them were first cousins. Now jump this way, come to Mungiki. There is Ndura Waruinge, the founder of Mungiki. There's Maina Jenga, the founder of Mungiki. There's Waithaka, there is Kamunya, there's Njoroge, there is Kamau. We were 7 cousins who founded Mungiki. First cousins. And those were 7 first cousins who founded Mau Mau. So when I'm speaking, I speak authoritatively with an authority that emanates spiritually from somebody. It is my grandfather who founded the Mau Mau oath. He's the one that initiated Mau Mau oath. I am the one who initiated the Mungiki oath. So from that perspective, you can understand how do I say things and they come to pass? Because my grandfather then was a seer. I don't want to say that I'm a seer, but I can tell you what will happen tomorrow. Exactly, and it will happen. I can tell you what you are dressed, the inner garment that you're wearing. I can tell you. I can tell you that you did not make your bed. Yes.
Wow.
I'm capable of doing that.
Wow.
And again, you remember those days that during the Mungiki days, when I was Mungiki, I was little leading the Mungiki, and at the age of 17 years, 21 years, 23 years, 24 years, I was a leader of about 4 million people who are following me. You can never be followed by those, watch a million, at 100 people, if there is no spirit of God in you.
What?
Nobody can. Even most people are unable to even keep their wives. But me, I was able to keep 4 million people in the organization that was so crude that even nobody didn't fear it.
And even government officials came and joined you.
Yeah, official came, people in the army, people in the police, people all over, the political class, the business class, all of them, they joined us. So, and I was younger, I was 21 years when political class, every member of parliament, a Kikuyu member of parliament during Kibaki days, the first term of Kibaki, all of them were Mungiki members. Go and Google every member you find him from the Kikuyu land, and that's the Gema community, all of them. During the first term of Kibaki, none was not a Mungiki member. Yes. So you can see, as young as I was able to push. I am the one who started Uhuru campaign.
Where?
Moi gave me some about 15 million shillings. He called me in State House, as young as I was. And he gave me money to go to Thika. I went to Thika, Christina Garden. And that's the time we launched our Uhuru campaign. And I remember, if you go, you Google in some news, maybe TV, you discover during year 2001, somewhere there, I was able to mobilize the ever greatest demonstration in Nairobi that had about 500,000 people. Just go and Google. And we marched through the town. You will see there's a place you'll find that say, this is Madiokore. Just go Google it, you'll find it there. Nation was there, KTN was there. It was a demonstration in support of Uhuru. The police were told to stay in the police station because if they dare come out, it will be a dangerous damage. So that is Ndura Waruinge for you.
Now, Apostle Ndura Waruinge, I'm so excited to see you once again.
Yeah.
And you are talking about the Mungiki.
Yes.
And currently, what is happening currently in Kenya, there have been these abduction cases of any person or rather any organization that seems to fight the government. During your days, were there abductions of Mungikis and
there were so many. There were so many abductions. No, then there was several squads that were created to crack down on Mungiki. There was Kwekwe squad that was led by a Fantas Miner. There's another Kwekwe squad, Eagle squad led by somebody called Njoroge. There was Mungeke Operations Police. It was based in Buruburu. Even today, if you go to Buruburu police station, there is a van there, imeandikwa MOP kwa upande. That's a Mungeke Operations patrol car. Yeah, until today, it is in Buruburu. By then, Kome, the former IG, was in Buruburu. So it was a crack squad that was created. Eagle squad, there was Eagle squad, there was Snake squad, there is Kwekwe squad, and all these were created in intervals. The first one did whatever they did, another one was created. I remember those days that they bought some Peugeot 504. They were KAMs. They brought about 36 Peugeot 504 station wagon just to crack on Mungiki. I was the first passenger in those cars. I was kidnapped while I was near the Nation Center. A guy from the Nation called Muirori called me to go for an interview at Nation Center. Kumbe Muirori was an agent of the police. So he called me to go for the interview. I went for the interview. Then he kept me waiting. Kumbe they were organized. He was lying with the Kilonso, the former PPO, Nairobi PPO. He was telling Kilonso, the man is in the studio, so I'll bring the friends food. So after 30 minutes, Muirori tells me that the editor doesn't want my story. So go. Going down, my security tells me that the whole place is well taken care of by the flying squad. So I knew this was a setup. I went back to the news editor, then it was Omari. I told him, you have set me up. Yes, I'll be arrested, but I'll come back for you. Pray that I come back alive. I was kidnapped, taken to Machakos. From Machakos, I was taken to Mombasa.
Aye.
From Mombasa by a chopper. Then while in Mombasa, they put me they tied me on a rope. Then they will hang me. Kwa chopper, wakani hang. Chopper inaenda lakini sasa unaona makomando wanawafanyanga. So wananiambia niseme bunduki ziko wapi. So many things they were asking me. Really torture. And I survived. I don't know how I survived. I survived. Then they took me to Turkana. That is where I was taken to court in Turkana.
And how long did this take? Like where you got abducted, how long did you stay in their hands?
I stayed in their hands for about 5 days in Communicado, not knowing where I am. Most of the time they will drive me out during the night. First of all, I was booked in Gigiri police station. Then after being booked in Gigiri police station, I was taken to Evergreen. It was a police post, but it was an unmarked police post for the operations of the Kwekwe squad and all the flying squads. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying, kidnapping was so many. People died. So many people vanished. Mungiki members, we lost about 1,000 who died mysteriously. We never saw them. Others, you will find them dumped in the riversides, others in the roadsides, others were dumped, shot at, and then gari inakuja, like Charles Ndongo and another guy, they were shot at Kinungi. The car was sprayed. That was minor. Bullets. That's the Ephraim minor. He sprayed the car. If you can Google it, you'll find it. It is there. They sprayed at Kinungi. They sprayed the car. They had come from Mishuki's office. Mishuki had called them. And then Mishuki gave them about 5 million shillings. And then Maina Jenga was at Naivasha prisons. So when they were given this money, they went to surprise Maina Jenga that we got some money for you here. Kumbe it was a setup. And Mishuki wanted all the leadership to come. He lied them, he brought them, and they came to Harambe House. All of them, they came together. It's an appreciation. The government is happy with what you are doing. Then they were given the 5 million. Kumbe the killers were outside there. They monitored which car they have come with. Then they gave them a chase. Westland, at Kinungi, that is when they sprayed them and took away the briefcase back to Mishuki. Mishuki was given his money back, and that's the end of it. Again, another kidnapping that was that's dangerous again, which was also done by Ephraim Maina. It was done at Nairobi West, Absa Bank, outside Absa Bank, where the wife of Maina Jenga and the driver, that is where they were captured, outside the bank as they were going to the bank, meaning they have been trailed as they were going. As they got into the bank, they were allowed to get into the bank, they withdrew money, wakirudi tu hivi kwa gari, wakashikwa. Then they were rearrested, they were taken back to bank, and they withdrew more money. Those guys, they will do this. If they discovered you had money, they will take you to the bank. They tell you, tunataka kukuacha. Tutolee milioni moja. Then they will go. You remove the 1 million. Tomorrow again, then they tell you, tunataka kukuacha. Tutolee milioni mbili. Now if they find that pesa yote yako imeisha, that's the time they kill you. Yeah, again another kidnapping that was done at opposite Hilton. Kwa hii nyumba ya nani ya Kirubi inaitwa nani? International Live House. Just right up there. Maina Jenga and Kimani Ruo, they were in court. Then they were set free. Now Maina Jenga was never set free, but Kimani Ruo was set free. Kimani Ruo, as he was walking towards the International Labor House to go, and I don't know where he was going, he was captured, kidnapped. Then they murdered him at Uhuru's farm in Mweki. That was a confession. It is in the media. Go and look for it. It's a confession that was done by a police officer. The guys
Who are in charge.
who are in charge of the killing. So many things happened, and this happens during when there is a crisis. Maybe the system is not happy with you, or maybe you are too hard to the system, or maybe there is something they want to do to silence the people with voices. All this happens to the people that has voices. Those are the people who are being silenced. During the Moi days, it happened. During even Kibaki days, it happened. During Michuki era, it happened. This thing happened also during the Uhuru, but it was not so vocal during the Uhuru because Uhuru doesn't care. Is that those guys who doesn't care? But you find there are people within the system that will act and do things because they want to please their master or because they want to create a crisis. Like now, as I was telling you, like you remember this, I don't know whether this case still is in court, where these two Indians were kidnapped and they just disappeared. Those are this in every police, in every leadership of anybody, there is a squad that is normally created. It's a creation of a particular strong man in the presidency. It might not necessarily be the president,
but
the people around the president,
sycophants.
the sycophants, they're the ones who will create such a thing and then come and tell the president that they are protecting you. Because a president, when he's surrounded by sycophants, they create fear to him. And then they cause him to be so threatened, living a life that you think you are going to die tomorrow, or somebody want to overthrow you. So a president, because he doesn't have access, yes, he will read the newspapers, he will be briefed by NSIs, but mostly, no, the NSIs will come and brief you, give you a story. Whether you act on it or you don't act on it, they don't care. For them is to give you what is happening. Now for you to either call them for the implementation or ask any other authority like the army, like the police, like the political class to come and do something. They will just give you an advisory what to do, but they will not force you to do it. So when you have sycophants, like when Moi had Ezekiel Barikatuni, he had Makto, he had people like Kamodo, he had people like Biwot, people like this guy from Remuru. I can't remember, he was once in charge of motor vehicle inspections. Those are the people that surrounded him, Kinajiji Karaoke. Those are the people who are sycophants who wanted to please the president, want to make him happy. So what they will do, they will hoodwink him, put him somewhere in a cave, now make him rely on them. So the president will be only relying and saying, do you know this guy, Black TV? That man has gun, he want to kill you. They will create fear, Now when they come and hit you, they will tell you, he has been hit by people who doesn't like him. God has heard your prayers. That is how JM died. Kenyatta never sanctioned for JM to be killed. But the sycophants within the inner circle of Kenyatta, because I think they had a discussion, JM was getting more popular because of distributing the land. And JM also came from Nyeri, while Kenyatta came from Kiambu. And now it was like there was a tension between the Nyeri people and the Kiambu people. So Kenyatta said, they came and lied to Kenyatta that JM is here, outside here. He wanted to see you. And he was not there. Then Kenyatta said, Muondoeni hapa. That word alone, Muondoeni hapa.
He took it literally.
He took it literally and assassinated him because it is an order from the king. So this happens, but these things happens, like now you can see, right, currently we have a lot of kidnapping, people are disappearing. If you don't push, you will, it's most likely, ukiongea sana sana karibu na Ruto, you find Ruto is not for it.
Actually, he's not aware of it.
He's not aware of it. But now he has no option. Fear has been put around him, the Kashagwa factor, the economy factor, the finance bill, the coup factor. So this man lives in fear, walks in fear, sleeps in fear. This man is tensed throughout. at the advantage of this sycophant because they want to eat. And they want to use him to eat. So they will do anything. Maybe they say, Jaoko, is this lady called Jaoko? Jaoko is talking too much.
Aoko.
Yeah, Jaoko is revealing so many things. How do we do silence? Yeah, so is doing this silence. This activists, Boniface Mwangi is doing this silence because they want to create an image of the president that they are really working to help him. Meanwhile, they are destroying the presidency. Presidents are never destroyed by the president himself. They are destroyed by the people, the sycophants around him, and the most dangerous people in the society. Like now, we have very, very dangerous, very illiterate sycophants around.
Illiterate? They are not
very
educated.
Illiterate. Kama ni huyu mtu wa class 2, the sycophant around you. Now, what do you expect? If the class 2 guy ndio sasa advisor wako, what do you expect? What do you expect to come out of it? Those are the things that you see. Ruto may mean well to the society. Ruto may mean so that we want to develop the nation because I think Ruto wants to prove to the world
that he can do it.
That he can do it. But now, who is surrounding you? The problem is who is surrounding you. Like now, the Gachagua thing. Gachagua thing, I don't think it is Ruto. I don't think. This fire was created until Ruto now was absorbed inside. Now there is no option, there is nothing.
He got even convinced.
Because Ruto is this kind of people who are emotional, who cries. He will just cry at you as he's trying to explain something to you. You feel that, what is this that happening? And then he will start crying. That's the kind of a person I think Ruto is. But now, who are surrounding him? Why was Raila brought in? Who brought in? Who looped Raila in? Because Ruto never went to court for Raila. But the sycophant created a crisis so that this man, the transition, Gachagua Raila transition, pesa itatoka. Look at the impeachment itself. Impeachment, if you can go deeper to it, billions were spent. Who are the beneficiary of these billions? It's not Ruto. The sycophants. You see, members of parliament were paid. Who was paying them? And the man that was paying them, aliwacha wangapi?
Apostle, that's the story that you want to approach. But nataka tu pole pole. You are giving us more insight that people want to know. Now, let me take you back kidogo too. You said that when the police were cracking down on the Mungikis, currently tunajua, once you start becoming too vocal and you have a following against the government might plant malls.
Yes, that's what I'm going on. Trying to explain this to you. That who are the beneficiaries? I'm talking about the beneficiaries of anything that is happening. Now, why would they create a crack squad? A crack squad will only be created after the president has been told a story that will scare him. Because no president in his mind will create a crack squad. Because they fear. Like now, Ruto fears to be taken to the ICC. His case is still on. They just stopped the case. The file is still on. So if anything happens in this country that can cause bloodshed, he will be the first person to be picked, and their files will be opened. So he will be the last person to want a crack squad. He will be the last person. But now look at the people around him. They want to. They think Jaoko or Maverick or maybe like you, whatever move you are coming with a move that will cause people to fight, and in turn, as people fight, then our president will be taken to the ICC. So whatever they are trying is to stop anything that can cause, which is not there, is an imaginary. Again, there is no imaginary decision can be created on a political angle or from the government perspective if there is nothing that is intended to be taken away from the government. Because the target in a Kwanga office of the president or the presidency, the office of the president where the minister is, the Minister for Internal Security, that is where all these things are drawn from. There is no any other place, not any other ministry The ministry ambayo inafanyanga mauchafu zote ni Ministry for Internal Security. And because that is where we have money that has no receipt.
Wait a minute.
All the intelligence money, all the police money for operations that is not accounted for, it is in the Internal Security Ministry. Now you just go and take your 5 million, your 50 million, your 2 billion, and nobody will ask you a question. No vote for it.
What?
So that is where you find all these mafiosos, they will operate from the office of the president, the Minister for Internal Security. And they will just want to put a minister who is a sycophant because they want to eat the money. A minister whom, if now they discover you are close to the president and you are easily a sycophant, now they will pick you and put you there. Because they want you to be subject of them. Now, a minister for internal security, most of them are sycophants, and they don't have independency. They live in fear. Because they will come and take money. And also the president himself will be collecting money from you. So you are in charge. 10 billion have gone because money, remember siku ya Kevicho, what was happening? Kevicho was financing everything. Kevicho was everybody. Kevicho was everything. Kevicho was kila kitu. Yani nothing you will do. He will go to Waiguru and tell you, Waiguru, you are not going to talk today. Get out of here. He will call somebody, go finances somebody with 30 million. Go and chafua jina ya fulani. Because he is the man controlling the money. The money that has no receipt. The money which is not accounted for because it is for operations. Money for operations you don't account for. You are custodian. In Harambee House there is a safe that holds about 3 to 5 billion per day. And that money nobody accounts for it. It's a money that has no vote. So that is why now, that is where this thing, because they would want to create a crack squad and then say this crack squad to face challenges. Yeah. We need cars.
Yeah, we need
money.
We need resources.
We need resources. These challenges is so strong. We need like 10 billion for this. Then you say we want now this one will be dealing with the social media guys. Now there are people like Akina Kakashagwa and the team. Now we want to deal with them. This one we need about 5 billion and it's being set aside. Then there is another team, this one. So you find it's same cartel of about 10 people who runs the nation, creating fear. Not the people, but the president himself. So the president will live in fear, walk in fear, sleep in fear. And in that process now, they are minting money. Money is going.
Now, Apostle, wow, I've never known that.
Yes.
You have talked about the tortures that undergo when somebody is abducted. Back then, what type of tortures were you guys experiencing?
Like myself, during the special branch days, Wakina Wajakoya. Wajakoya was the special branch there.
Yeah.
And some people, like, let me not mention him, but I will tell a story, you will just connect. These people you find that they were working for Moi, were DOs, special DOs, special DCs, special PCs. Most of them, 90% of them were in the special branch. Those are the people who walikuwa natufinya manini.
They would praise you.
The people you see in the government, like them, I know a few people in the government.
That used to torture you?
Yeah, that tortured me. Some special deals. So, at Nyao House, at Nyati House, and also in Ruaraka, and some other dingy places. Then you will be taken and your balls will be tied. They will be squeezed. And they will just put you in a room where there is water, but acid is put inside it. And then you'll be left there to sleep. They will deny you food. They will tie you. Remember, one day I was arrested and taken to Makoyo police station. That was the head base of Flying Squad. Then it was led by somebody called the late Kamunde. And the Kamunde will put a debe on your head. Then just spray bullets on the debe. Umefunikwa, Then he will hang you upside down, then beat you like Burukenge. Then he will put you in a sack, put you in the forest and leave you, come collect you in the morning if you are still alive. Those are the kind of things that he used to do. Either they will come and shoot you, they will come in the boot of those cars. They some of used to use Nissan, the Toyota vans, like the one we use for Matatu.
Yeah.
And inside it you will find the pangas, axes, the axe, misimeno. Walikuwa nachinja mtu na msimeno. Then they will cut you pieces. Remember the guys who bodies were found